Okay guys, here we are again. We're going to unveil two secret videos that was part of the latest firmware 2.1.0. If you don't want to know, please look away, go somewhere else or turn off the video. If you want to find out, stay tuned. We're going to reveal those two secret games next. Okay guys, without any cartridges inserted, you can have them in, it doesn't make any difference. But we're going to do the first one. The first one is about pressing the menu button, which is the square button in the middle of your VS controller. Press that 10 times and you should come up with one of the secret games. Okay, the game that comes up is a PC game which is called Fairy Fire Defender of the Fairies, which is fairly new, a couple of years old, but it's a kind of a shooter defender style game and it is really good, really addictive stuff. Here's some of the sort of information. You basically need to destroy all the enemies, make sure you save all the fairies. It sounds very defender-like, but it's got a little bit more to it and it's really fun. A little bit more about it, keep an eye out for the power-ups from Cade. Pretty cool. Not really much to it, really control the character, press one of those buttons that says fly on it to maybe move yourself up and down the screen. Okay guys, the first thing you probably notice that graphically it's probably some of the best graphics we've ever seen on the VS so far. This is actually a PC game which you could probably purchase on Steam and it's fairly new. It looks really nice and apparently it's running natively on the Evercade. This actually bodes well for future games. Pretty much opens up a lot of potential for PC games on your Evercade. I think that's probably the biggest part to take from this. So many games out there that we could potentially see. I'm really amazed that they've gave away this game for free. Without further ado, let's get stuck into the actual game. It's pretty straightforward to play, it is very addictive too, and it looks fantastic. So you get a few options: arcade, floor 1. Let's just start at floor 1. Basically you need to see how long you can get. Save states are not apparent here, you can't actually use them. So you need to grab the fairy and drop them into the sort of portal there and avoid the enemies. So you can see you don't need to actually press the fire. The fire is constantly firing from the wizard here. The only thing that the buttons do is sort of make you float into the air. Collect the gems to sort of get power-ups at the end of the level. So let's see, drop the fairies off. So we've got 7 fairies still to collect. You see in the top right hand corner how many fairies you need to collect. And you can look at the radar at the top, you can see all the red ones are the enemies that you need to destroy before you can clear the level. So it's two things: get the fairies and clear the sort of bad guys that appear. Now it starts fairly simple but gets ferocious, it gets difficult, more enemies appear, more fairies, and you get power-ups as you go as well, so your character constantly evolves as well the better that you do. I have to say I'm really enjoying this game. It's very sort of Defender-like. If you've ever played Defender or Stargate 2 on the Atari or any of those formats, the arcade versions perhaps, you will probably recognise some of the aspects, because the enemies do try to steal the fairies and take them up high out the way wherever they take them to. I don't know. That's a great little challenge, very addictive, and as you can see graphically it's very clean and the graphics are so smooth. Probably some of the best graphics you'll see on the Evercade. Okay, still got, so enemies will keep appearing, so you need to destroy them as soon as you possibly can before they just keep appearing. One beat to kill. Yeah, there we go. So at the end of each level you've got some sort of power-ups that you can actually use. That's what your gems come in handy for, to maybe up your fire rate up, for example. Okay, I've chose the fire rate up, and this basically keeps going until you basically run out of lives or you finish the game. And it does get ferociously difficult, but it's fun, it's really quite addictive. The enemies get a little bit more sophisticated and there's more of them. But you can't carry more fairies at once, but I think some of the power-ups allow you to do so later on. And we'll collect those gems. Destroy the ghosts and whatever enemies you come across. Oh, see that flashing red? That means one of your fairies has been captured. You need to go and rescue it before it gets took away. Oh, I've lost it. Damn. So I've lost one of my fairies, that's not good. There's one of the evil monsters there that's going to steal my fairy. Yeah, I got it. So that part is very much like Defender. So that's the second wave complete, guys. What we're going to do now is move on. We'll let you discover and play this game through. It really just keeps going on, the game. We're going to look at the second secret game. Okay guys, the next game I'm going to reveal is another PC game as well. I think it might be even the same guy that's actually made both games. But to access this game, you need to press the following button combination. So it's L2 twice, R2 twice, L1 twice, and R1 twice. So that's L2 twice, R2 twice, L1 twice, and R1 twice. Almost sounds like R2D2. A Star Wars character. Anyway, without further ado, let's have a look at this game. It's called Hummings, and it's very much like a kind of a Centipede clone. It's once you see it, you'll realise. So it's a retro style shoot 'em up for 1 or 2 players, based on the all-time classic arcade game Centipede, Millipede, one of the two. And basically, all you do is shoot everything on the screen. But technically speaking, you don't actually shoot anything because it's constantly shooting. So Hummings was developed by Stefan Prouse. I think that's how you pronounce it. Apologies if it's not. It's also known as McStuff. He describes himself as crazy for retro arcade games and pixel art, an enthusiast of pinball and a certain famous brand of interlocking plastic blocks. Cade says, if it's coloured, shoot it. If it's pale, catch it. So basically after you shoot it, it turns pale or grey. That's when you actually pick up and you can collect them. Interesting. Let's have a look at the game. So you see the controls? All you do is control the character, because the character just constantly shoots. And this game's from 2018, and it's also another PC game which is available on the Steam library shop. Okay, it's obviously very much like Centipede. You've got your vertical sort of viewpoint. Instructions, if you want to look at the instructions, tell you how to actually play the game. If it's coloured, shoot it. Catch all the sort of grey coloured items after it's dead. Catch 100 enemies, blah blah blah. You can read that for yourself. Let's play the game. It's Hummings. 2-player as well. Normal, hard. Oh, wait a minute. Normal's fine for me. So you see the it looks like a ladybird is constantly shooting. Basically need to collect all the sort of dark things that fall down, shoot, move. You can move up and down the screen just much like Centipede and Millipede. And that's it. That's basically it. It's very simple. It looks really nice for an Evercade game. Like I said, I think these games are really nice looking. Possibly some of the best graphics you'll see so far on the Evercade, which is really impressive and opens the door for a lot of possibilities for PC games in the future. And I think that's quite exciting. I don't think we'll know what to expect next now that we can play PC games. Impressive stuff. Oh, I'm dying very easy here. You see you've got some data in the bottom there, how many lives you've got, how many of the parts that you've killed, collected. I'm automatically just trying to avoid them rather than collect them. It's just force of habit, I think, playing these style games. It's more likely you want to avoid things than shoot them. Getting a little bit ferocious. It's pretty good fun, pretty addictive. I think I probably personally prefer the fairy game, but this is pretty good nonetheless. And the fact that we've got this game for free is absolutely fantastic, and a great token from Blaze to add this. Really impressed. It's certainly been a good week for Evercade fans. The fact we've got Tapeworm, we've just had Renovation Collection, we've got Gremlin Collection, and we've got these free games that they've added. So that's a total of 4 free games if you can include Tapeworm. Absolutely crazy impressive, absolutely brilliant. Certainly bodes well for the future, and the upcoming announcement, probably arcade carts coming really soon. Interesting. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.